Hi everybody, Doug here with another video to help with your overall success with SAP SuccessFactors. Have you ever wondered who actually has access to your system? Do you remember who actually performed the initial configuration, and do they still have access? Well, yeah, more than likely they do. If you're an administrator in the system, the first thing you need to do is check to see if you have permission to manage provisioning access. To do this, simply search for provisioning in the action search bar. If you do see it, click on it as you do have access. We'll catch up with you soon. If you don't see this, chances are you just need to add the permission for it. To give yourself permission, type in permission roles in the action search bar and click on Manage Permission Roles. Find the role that provides the system administrators their permissions and then click on Permissions. I'll cover role-based permissions in a future video. Scroll down and find the Manage System Property sections and click on it. Then scroll down and find the two permissions called View Provisioning Access and Control Provisioning Access. Ensure that both are checked off. Then click on the Done button to save your changes. After this, you will need to log out and log back into the system again for your new permissions to be in effect. Now, when you log back in, go back to the action search bar and type in Provisioning. Now you should see Manage Provisioning Access. On the Manage Provisioning Access screen, you'll be able to see all of the users who have been given provisioning rights to your system. Typically, these are SAP support personnel, partners, and other people who may have access to the back end of the system. You may be asking yourself, how did all these people get here? Well, someone from your organization gave them permission at some point. In the past, an SAP partner would have asked you to provide them with a permission letter allowing them access. With this approval letter, the partner would have submitted a request to SAP to grant them access. SAP would have checked the individual's certification credentials, and only if the user holds a valid SAP SuccessFactors certification would they be granted access to your system. Take a look at your list of people who can access your system. Do you recognize everyone's names? It would be my suggestion that you delete all those people who you don't know. These people may have had access from several years ago to your system, and if they are still active here, technically, they can still access your system. To delete these people, simply click on the box next to their name and then click on the trash can. The system will ask you to confirm whether or not you wish to have them removed. Please note that once someone has been removed from this list, the only way for them to access the back end of your system again in the future is by going through the entire approval process. The good news is SAP SuccessFactors has helped with some automation, and the approval process is typically completed within a day. To approve someone to access your back end, click on the plus icon at the top right corner. Enter in the email address of the person you would like to grant access to and click on Add. Doing this will send a letter from your system to the individual you're granting access to, and they can attach that email when they request access from SAP. SAP has created an automatic process for this, and providing the individual has the appropriate certification, they will receive access more than likely within the next day. Once this action has been approved, the SAP partner can now access your back end. They can make a lot of configuration changes, add or remove features or entire modules, check on the status of your system, and many other things. But this does not mean that they can log into your system just yet. They have two choices at this point. They can either create their own administrator account, or they can act as someone else. Now, most SAP partners will create their own administrator account. I know that is what I do. But they could simply log in as anyone that has been set up with support access. This is the other thing that you should be checking on a regular basis, or at least be aware of the options available to you when granting this access. At the time I recorded this video, there was no easy way to pull a report or check to see who have been granted this access in the past, other than to search for everyone in your organization and to look to see who has a green check mark next to their name. Now, if you only have a few people in the system, this is okay, but if you have thousands, then it could take some time. I was hoping to see a way to sort on the status, which is the green check mark or a red X, but that is not possible at this time. This, as they say, will make a great enhancement request, which, by the way, I'll also have on a video in the future. So click on that subscribe button and get notified when I release that video. If someone out there knows a way to do this, drop me a comment below and I will update the video. So let's get back to support access permissions. To revoke someone who has access, which is indicated by a green check mark in the Create Permission field next to their name, Simply check the checkbox and then click on Disable Support Access. When the screen refreshes, click on Search again, and you should see that the green check mark is now a red X. To grant someone access, put a check mark in the checkbox. If you then click on Grant Support Administrator Access to the Account button, you will give them access to that account until the end of the day, as, by default, the system sets the expiry for midnight of the current day. If you wish to grant them access for a longer period than this, select the future date you would like to have their access expire, and the system will automatically remove their access. Be aware that some people may have set the expiry date for years into the future without your knowledge. I've seen this many times. Now that provisioning and support access has been cleaned up, my recommendation here is to ensure that only a few people have the permission to access the Managed Support Access page. Controlling who has access to this will help keep your system secure. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I hope this will help you with great success using your SAP SuccessFactors system. If it did, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button to see future videos. If it didn't, or if you have a suggestion on future topics, please leave a comment below. For your information, this video is created with the SAP SuccessFactors Amsterdam NGD demo version from May 2020. Things may have changed since then. Well, that's it for now. Keep succeeding, and I hope you join me again soon.